So I'd also like to share some examples of what a celebration can look like, because the Muse celebrates, honors herself, she knows her worth, right? So the way to practice embodying her is celebrating who you're being, not celebrating what you're doing, what you're accomplishing. So an example of that could be something as simple as, today I didn't rush when I was eating my food. Today I'm celebrating that instead of letting my anger take over, I actually took a deep breath before responding when I was in conflict with my partner. Or maybe I'm celebrating that I wore something really different and out of character. And if you are picking things that you've been doing, it could be like little missions you gave yourself to like do something differently. So for example, I tend to be a homebody and stay home and do my work from home. But sometimes I give myself little missions like go out, get yourself a treat, work from somewhere completely new that you've never been before. And the state in which I do that is something that I celebrate. So I celebrate the accomplishment. I'm like, I went to a new cafe today and I got myself the pistachio latte, right? And so I don't just celebrate that, but I say, I went in and I actually took a deep breath. I looked around, I took my time before deciding where I was gonna sit. I allowed myself to enjoy the moment. So these are some examples. Another example can be, I'm really proud of myself for showing up with more boldness at work, right? Maybe you work in an office or you work somewhere and you normally stay quiet in the meetings and you don't express yourself or your point of view, but this time you decided, you know what, I have important things to say, and you shared something. So you spoke with conviction, or maybe you didn't even speak with conviction, but just the fact that you did something that scared you. Maybe that's what you're celebrating. So it can be actions. I wanted to just give you that little nuance, but trying to like dig a little bit deeper than just like, I made a sale today, because that's great. We want to celebrate all of that too. But it's easier to celebrate metrics in our culture, right? It's easier to celebrate the tangible things that normal people would celebrate even if they didn't know you, right? Oh, she's doing well in business. Oh, she got married. Like those are really easy, obvious things that are worthy of celebration, and they totally are. But the feminine, the reason I'm having you go a little bit deeper here is because the process and the journey is what's overlooked in our society, right? We always care about the outcome. We care about the end result. It's like the means justify the ends. But the thing is, how do you get that result? How do you create that? The feminine, women, we learn more through celebration, through being encouraged, through being held and supported, through being seen. So we start by doing that for ourselves. So it's like, how can you enjoy the process? How can you see the small wins along the way? How can you see the little shifts that maybe to other people, I used to have social anxiety. This example just popped up. When I was young, like making a phone call was a really big deal. I was terrified of making phone calls. And so to normal people, that would be like, you made a phone call? Okay, good for you. But to me, like, I know how much that meant to me when I started being able to do them, because it was such... the biggest challenge for me was using my voice. Ironically, this is what I help women with. Of course, your greatest wound ends up being your gift, because you have to devote to so much of your energy to learning about it and overcoming it, right? So digging a little bit deeper to celebrate the things that other people wouldn't necessarily celebrate about you, right? Really making a big deal out of it. Really taking the time to be like, I did that. I am this amazing woman, right? I take my time, I experience pleasure. Maybe it's that before jumping in straight into work in the morning or looking at your phone, You took a deep breath. You did one of your embodiment practices. You placed your hand on your heart. You breathed in and you named what you were grateful for. And you felt your heart that morning and you felt love, right? People won't necessarily be cheering you on and clapping for you, but you get to clap for yourself. You get to cheer yourself on. And of course, sharing it with other women, in this space, because that's what we're here for.